Now, you are already off to a great start, aren't you? Because you're watching your thoughts. Now, my guess is there have been thousands and thousands and thousands of times over the last 6 weeks where your mind has wanted to go down some habitual pain-provoking pattern. No, you're better at it sometimes than others, so am I. But my guess is there's been thousands of times where your mind has wanted to go down one of these patterns, habitual patterns, that may have been running for years all through your life, maybe generations. Some of these go way back before you were even born. But my guess is that your mind's gone down some of these patterns and you've gone, no, I'm not going there. And you brought your attention back. And every time you brought your attention back to the here and now, you're connected to the real you. Yeah? The real you. And you might find that every time you come back to the real you, things change. Stepping out, you might find that your behaviour starts to change. You might find that I'm sure you already are. You're dealing with things differently. Why? Well, because you're choosing how you deal with them rather than being condemned to always react according to your program. You know, it's an ongoing process, and I'm not saying for a moment that I am free of my ego. It trips me up over and over and over and over again, but I am aware of many of its patterns now, and it's getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Now, the ego is the root cause of 90% of your suffering. Here's why. Let me show you. Try this little trick with me. Come into the body. So you're here with me now, fully here. Are you here now? Fully here? Fully now? Absolutely here? Where is your ego now? Not here now, is it? Which is why it tries so desperately to drag you out of the now. Because when you're in the present moment, you are free of that ego. Here's where it gets a bit strange, but follow me as best you can. If the ego does not exist in the present moment, then the ego does not exist, because the present moment is all that there is. Am I screwing with your head yet? Right. Don't try and understand me, because that's the ego trying to understand. Stay here with me. So the ego does not exist in the present moment. The ego only exists in your head. It is a fictitious entity in your mind. This sense of self, this person you think you are, exists only in your head. Other people have other ideas of who you are. Oh, and this is where the stress arises, isn't it? Because what if their idea of who you are is different to your idea of who you are? You see, the ego causes us so much suffering. The ego attaches, we'll talk about attachment, attaches to external forms. It says, I am this, I am my car, I am my house, I am my job, I am my appearance, I am my clothes, I am the music I listen to, I am this, I am that, I am these things, this is me. And that causes intense suffering, because all of these things that the ego identifies with are impermanent. All things are impermanent. All things pass. Everything that you think you are will one day be dust. Everything, including this body, will be dust. If I think, I am my car, look at me, I've got my lovely new car, this is me. Nothing wrong with having a lovely new car. But the suffering starts when we identify with the car, when the car becomes me. Because it's a lovely new car this year, and now the new model's out. And my lovely new car's not working anymore. It's not adding to me, diminished again. If my car falls to bits, then that will cause me intense suffering because it's me. Does it make sense? What else might we attach to? An idea, a belief. I believe this. Well, then I'm kind of stuck, aren't I? Because what if I'm wrong? I can't be wrong. I can't let go of my belief because that's what I believe, and that's a horrible trap I got stuck in for many, many years. It kind of meant that I had to continue to be wrong because being right who I was. So it's a particular kind of madness. Watch out for that one. What else might the ego attach onto? The ego might attach onto, let's say, appearance. That's a big one, isn't it? I was a good-looking lad in my day, cracking on a bit now. Oh, God, what do you reckon? Botox? Because there'll be something there that needs to cling on. I do inject poison into my face because I need to be that. Oh, God, it's hard work, isn't it? Because all of these things are crumbling around us all of the time, and that's the nature of reality. Change. So, of course, the ego has to resist change because it's identifying with all this. And it's, oh, God, let's let go of that. Who are you? Oh, I'm a father. Well, who was I before I was a father? That's not who I am, is it? That's just a label I've given myself. That's not who I am. It's a role I function. I'm a grandfather. Who was I before I was a granddad? Well, I'm still me. I'm a teacher. Well, who was I before I was a teacher? Who will I be when I'm no longer a teacher? I'll still be me. These are all ideas of who you are. And if we're attached to these ideas, we will suffer. If you ever feel like you are being threatened or you're under attack, but nobody's actually attacking you, what's being attacked? Just an idea of you. I don't care what people think of me because I don't care what I think of me. That's the issue, isn't it? It's what you think of you that's the problem. And I'm not saying that you change that. An inflated sense of self is better than a deflated because both cause suffering. Watch out for this. Yeah, maybe. But watch what happens. A deflated sense of self. Imagine what that's like. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I can't do. There's something wrong with me. I'm a victim. Oh, dear. Oh, bless you. Horribly stuck. No, quite often in my sort of therapy work with people, I'll get somebody, I meet them for the first time, and they'll go, hello, I'm bipolar. Hello, I'm depressed. I go, how'd you do? I'm Adrian. We're stuck with identity. How can you ever be well if your identity is based upon an illness? That's just one example. So we get stuck, we get attached to these external forms, and as they fall away, that causes us intense suffering. It's got to be added to, isn't it? Propped up, and that's so expensive, maintaining that sense of self. And here's the trap. And we've already established this. Bring your attention fully into the moment. I'll prove it to you. You hear? There's nothing wrong with you now. Nothing wrong with you. And you are already you. You're the best in the world at it. God, Don't you realise that? You haven't got to pretend to be anybody else. You can just be you. Oh. And do you know what? For what it's worth, people really like that. They call it authentic.